right, let's try this for a third time. Third time is a charm. As I say about many things, including marriage. And anyways, just to take a sip here. In case you hear that in the background, there is a frog outside in the bushes, which I would love to friggin' hunt down because it is annoying. Anyway, we're going to start out alphabetical. Try to do this really quickly since I keep timing out. And we'll start with Archie. Look, Doc Circle imprint. This is a Mighty Crusaders number 2. We learn a little bit more about some of the characters. See them in action. See them kind of hanging out, having breakfast. And we learn a little bit more about Jaguar. And how she gets her powers. And the fact that she's not always the creature that we saw, or the cat-like creature we saw in the first issue, but it actually has to do with a mask that she wears that gives her powers and transforms her. So it's pretty good. As I say, it's only the second issue. If you're a fan of these characters, as people my age would probably remember them more. But if you're a fan of the characters, you might give it a shot and see how it goes. This didn't come out this week, but I bought it this week. This is a Hellboy, Krampus Knot. Krampus Knock. Sorry. So it's obviously a Christmas-related issue. Hellboy encounters the Krampus Knock, and it'll be interesting to see the interpretation. I've heard more about the Krampus this year than I ever have before, which is interesting enough. I've seen TV news reports and things about the character and learn a little bit about his mythology. And I guess I'm going to actually have to go and see if I can get a hold of that movie, which I understand is pretty cool. Okay, I've got a couple of DC books, and both have the same characters, in a way. Here's a Scooby-Doo team-up, which I normally don't get, but this one features the Legion of Superheroes, which I've always been a fan of since I was a kid, and the characters were first introduced. And this has to do with the Legion coming from the 30th century to ask the Mystery Machine gang to help them with the Ghost of Pharaoh Lad. Again, a nod to old Silver Age comic fans such as myself, and with to see Saturn Girl, Brainiac 5, Ultra Boy, Cosmic Boy, Lightning Lad, and Chameleon Boy, and my personal favorite, Bouncing Boy. And I'll look on for that. And also, different look at the Scooby characters, more realistic, if you will. This has to do with, as I say, there's a nanovirus that came out and then turned like 90+% of the population into different sorts of creatures. Some demon-like, some resembling the characters from old Universal horror movies. And it looks like from the last issue that the virus may not be reversible. Which with this site, this is issue 21, which is probably good if it was reversible. This book could they could wrap us up in an issue, which may be something to hold on to if the sales aren't that good. Oh, a special feature if you're getting this book, or if you're familiar with the character and want to see what's going on, it's the backup features Secret Squirrel, and a couple issues ago they introduced Morocco Mole, and we see that Morocco may not have been the character that we thought we knew it may be a lot brighter than we thought. And it looks like Morocco and Secret really aren't the good pals that we all thought they were. Okay, going to IBW, and this is a Black Crown. I'm not sure if Black Crown is an imprint or if it's more like Robert Kirkman's Skybound, where everything is done by Black Crown, and then IDW does the actual physical publishing, distribution, etc. But anyways, this is an anthology, introduces some of the characters we're seeing in the Black Crown issues. Again, this isn't a new book. It came out a while ago. It includes a chapter introducing the Assassinistas, which I mentioned a couple weeks ago. I was going to review it, and I didn't. This is by, oh my God, Tini Howard, who I'm not familiar with, is the writer, and art is by Gilbert Hernandez, one of the famous Hernandez brothers. And yeah, you can see it's so obvious in Hernandez. And as usual, the female characters in the Hernandez books were always really independent, strong women. And this is no exception. It's about 3 women who at one time were assassins for hire, and decided to, and after a number of years they broke up, decided to have, they got married, they had kids, they tried to live normal lives, and suddenly it looks like one of them may have come back and actually done something to bring at least 2 of the characters together in search of their former partner, who is looks to have turned against them, possibly for profit. It's well done, and I recommend it. So again, that's from Black Crown, which is IDW. Check it out. And there are other characters in this book that I'm not familiar with. So if I have a chance, I will probably mention this later on, or totally forget it, as I usually do. Okay, quickly, again, this didn't come out this week, but I picked it up. This is Headlopper. If you're not familiar with Headlopper, it's by Andrew McLean, who the writer, the artist, and the creator. Headlopper is a Viking / barbarian who tried to kill the Blue Witch, but when he beheaded her, her head remained alive, and now he seems to be caught. He's like trying to get rid of her, but in some cases, while she still has power, she sometimes can be the ally, and sometimes can be a thorn in his side, and actually trying to kill him. She's also the comic relief in the book when things get a little too serious. Highly recommend it. It's a quarterly book. This is like the second or third series, which eventually will be collected. But I highly recommend it. If you haven't been reading Headlopper, pick it up. It's a lot of fun. Okay, going to Marvel. We have Avengers #1, No Surrender. It's a big Avengers tie-in where we have a bunch of Avengers teams that I haven't been reading, fighting someone or something. And I picked it up more because Mark Waid is writing it, and or is basically I guess he's the lead writer on one of the books. And what they're doing, it's going to be coming out weekly for the next 2 or 3 months, and each of the writers of the 4 Avengers title will be trading off on the writing. The artists also will be working on books. This way they can maintain the schedule, which it's Marvel, so you and I both know that it won't stay on schedule, and that eventually they're going to be, announcing another issue, and the books that take off from here will be published before the miniseries finishes. It's typical Marvel, and why I'm getting into it, I don't know. But we'll see the first issue. I'll let you know how I feel, if it's a keeper or if it's one of them I'm going to toss on the floor. Fighting America #4. Speaking of books we're keeping, it's a lot of fun. It's a Jack Kirby creation. The original Fighting American and his partner, who I can never remember his name. I always want to say Speedy, but it's not Speedy. Are sent to current time from the 50s by a former ally, and it looks like the ally's nephew has decided to do it to do away with him. So they won't interfere with his plans. That character is Kid Chaos. He's communication with someone who was called Madam Chaos, and we find out last issue that there's a real strong connection between the two, which I'm not going to give away. And finally, we have Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. Starting to get back into the Valiant Universe. And it's like from Secret Weapons and I think was it Faith and a few of the others, which are a lot of fun. Also, seems that the Ninjak universe, the Valiant universe is, I guess it's gonna be like a 5-film deal that they made with some studio, and they're gonna start working on that. And I guess the first book is gonna be an animated web series, I think. Introducing the characters, and my understanding is that Jared Leto, who had originally been in negotiation to play Bloodshot, has stepped down for whatever reason, artistic differences, and Vin Diesel is being approached, which is going to make it a very different character completely. I guess a couple of the books that I picked up, I'm going to hold off on those because this is I hope I can get published this one. Again, I have some more stuff I want to talk about, but that's it for now, and we'll see if this posts. And peace out until next time.